Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen this video, but that's all right. We'll live to fight another day. Joining us, as always, is my co-host, Mrs. Beth. Y'all say what's up to her.
Good evening.
Yes. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And while you're subscribing to me, go ahead and subscribe to Mrs. Best's channel as well. Her information is here, as well as in my description box. Any reviews or recaps that I don't cover on my channel personally, like Love and Hip Hop, Miami and Atlanta, or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we cover it on Mrs. Best's channel. And we go in where it needs to go in because 2 out of the 3 shows are very, very ratchet. So, yes, Miss J is in the house. Thank you. We appreciate you. Love you dearly, and we appreciate you being here. So let's get into this recap and review, y'all, because Married to Medicine, they gave a lot without giving a lot, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Yes, Shawnee, thank you for joining us, love. We appreciate you. So, Married to Medicine, y'all. The episode opens up with a few of the cast members, minus Contessa and Sweet Tea. They drive over to Heavenly's lake house. They're celebrating Heavenly's identical twin, Zachary, graduating and going off to dental school, which we are very, very happy for him because I love to see Black physicians that are going out there, going after what they want. He's becoming a dentist just like his mom, which is very, very good. And I am just so happy to see that. I love watching Black excellence. What you saying, Sean? The crazy thing is I watched the Black Boring episode of Potomac, but I missed the episode Married to Medicine, and you said it was good. I'm saying, okay, so this is what I'm going to say about it. It was good because it was funny. And what was so funny about it was the wrong part of being funny. And I'm gonna explain that a little bit better. Yes, congratulations to y'all. I'm telling you, I love a Black physician. And they're hard to come by here in Phoenix. They really are. So I just feel like for me seeing it, I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to become one myself. So yes, we are here for it. But they drive over there. We have in the car, we have Jackie, Simone, and Cecil. Um, they are talking about, the kids and everything. And then also directly, they're asking about the gala. And she said that she's tried to call Phaedra. She hoped Phaedra did exactly what she was supposed to do. Phaedra, every time she called Phaedra and asked her what's the update, Phaedra talking about some, oh, child. And they were just making fun of Phaedra. And it was funny. It really was because Phaedra do be doing that. In the next scene, we have Quad, Phaedra, and Quad's boyfriend King driving them up to Heavenly's house, which I love that Rolls Royce, by the way. I can't wait to own me a Rolls Royce. I really cannot. But Quad was telling her, Jackie over here talking about how you ain't doing nothing for the Met Gala. You ain't picking up the phone. You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing with your services and everything. And Phaedra says that, let's be clear, Jackie is doing this to clean up the mess she made last season. So I don't need to hear this from Jackie because I'm going to do exactly what I said I was going to do. Now, I agree with Phaedra. I do. I do agree with Phaedra that Jackie is trying to clean up that mess. She really is. And I feel like, as I said in my last recap, I see why she went to Phaedra because Phaedra is well connected, but then I don't see it. I feel like to me, you were using Phaedra's popularity because she is well connected, but at the same time, that doesn't mean she's going to deliver. So they get up to Heavenly's beach house, or not beach. I don't say a beach house, lake house. Sorry, y'all. And King is introduced to the rest of the men because he wasn't able to meet them like he did the ladies at Quad's birthday. So he's not meeting the men, and they're talking with him, and they're telling him the ins and out of the group. Don't take everything so personally with the ladies. If Quad is into it with somebody next week, they'll be back 2 weeks later talking, and so don't take any of that personal. What y'all saying? Phaedra always talks a lot, talks and lots of mess. She does, but that's why we like Phaedra when she talks a lot and stuff like that. She just doesn't give much of her life, and I think that's why I can't fully stand behind her 100%. Oh snap! You gonna be a doctor? What does it mean when my finger does? Not gonna be that kind of doctor, but yes, definitely want to be one for sure. But But anyways, moving on from there, we then have the ladies upstairs after the men are talking with him and they're giving him all of this advice. The ladies are talking, and Toya immediately asks Quad, what did you do to get a Rolls Royce? And I said, I'm listening. What is a quad? But y'all know Quad don't share her business. So for the rest of us who, you know, just ain't got nothing to do with life and can dream about Rolls Royces for now, she ain't gonna tell us her business. Everybody's all like, well, y'all know what she did to get that Rolls Royce. We all know what she did. And I'm all like, yeah, but I need to know specific details. Was it she lifted her leg up and touched the top of her wig? Was it, she stuck a finger somewhere it don't belong?
I like to say when it came to the seasons where Quad was single and having events after her divorce and would buy herself cars and many things that cost either just as much as a Rolls Royce. No one want to acknowledge that. But then when she finally gets one for a gift, is ooh, what she do to get it? Well, she had worked hard getting herself some things, and now she's added a man as a bonus who can help her get stuff as well. This is why she's private. Because
Mm-hmm.
look how
Yep.
these heifers act. This is exactly why people be private with their
Just hate it.
relationships and stay in their bubble. Because look how y'all acted.
Oh, not remind you. Oh God, I remember that. Yes. Why? Why Toy is so interested in quad? You know what it is?
Because she still got the least most attractive, the most
It's not
unattractive.
even that. I feel like for me, Toya wished that this was what she would be after Eugene. I think she wants to be married. I think she loves her life. I think she loves every aspect of her being. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that, but I feel like Toya does idolize what Quad was able to do as far as like become this single woman, live this free life, date who she wants to date, get all these gifts, have this big old house where it's a beautiful home, and then be able to travel all the time because Quad is in Ghana all the time. So that's what I'm saying. I think Toya idolizes that. That's why I think that comes off that way. Hi, Zeta. Oh my gosh. I have not seen you in such a long time. It's so good to see you. Yeah, yeah, because like I noticed it when Quad bought that house.
Yep.
That's when
Toya
I
was
noticed.
jealous. She
Mhm.
was jealous. It's crazy to me though, because Toya be jealous of stuff that she could have herself if she learned how to be humble and stop trying to have the most and do the most. Live within your means, and that'll slowly get you to the point that you want to be, Miss Toya. But instead, she refuses to get a freaking job. She won't even keep up with the discount code with the wine company, and she hating on somebody else's relationship. It doesn't make sense. As a married person, you should, at least in my experience as a married person, I love, and I'd be excited when people I know like start to date somebody, find someone they love, because I'm just hoping somebody else falls in love so we could go do coupley things while we all in love. Hell. But Toya seemed jealous. I can't stand it.
I hope it works for Quad too because he seems like a nice, well-spoken, very balanced and centered young man. He really does. So I hope it works for him as well. Yeah, and we want Quad to be happy after what she went through with Dr. Greg. Even though y'all all want to put it on her, I feel like she deserves happiness at the end of the day. So moving on from there, Toya then bridges the conversation, because the ladies are in a standpoint that not everybody is there to celebrate, all of the wins and victories. That's right. You better educate our youth. And yes, this is going to be another doctor here, y'all. See, Black excellence is
That's
all
so
around
big.
us.
Congrats.
Congratulations. I am so happy and overjoyed for you. You have no idea. The same thing when Jim Bunny, who is now Dr. Jim Bunny, came on my channel, told me that. Y'all, I really want to reach out and hug y'all. I am so proud of all of you. So thank you for sharing that with us, Ida. We really appreciate you and wish you the best on your journey. And we can't wait to hear all about it when you complete it. Thank you so much. But moving forward from there, you guys, we have to talk about Contessa and Sweet Tea and Toya feeling that Dr. Heavenly owes Contessa an apology for the mama thing. And I do agree with that. I do think she owes her an apology for the Your Mama thing, even though they both were heating and slinging insults. I think Contessa owes Heavenly an apology for airing out all of that business, which we don't know is true or not. I think they both need to sit down and apologize to each other and really try to fix it because, first of all, Contessa's full of shit, and we all said this. But Heavenly, I do think goes below the belt, just because that's what she can do. And I don't think that that's fair either. So, um, moving on from there, Heavenly says, I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep. Like Phaedra, just completely threw Phaedra under the bus. And Phaedra was looking like, what? What's going on? So we now have to have this conversation about how Phaedra is not really delivering on the promises, the donations, and everything. So Dr. Jenkins said she had to bring on Dr. Heavenly to help her with the events since Phaedra is dropping the ball. And Phaedra's like, look, I ain't got time for you bitches. I got things to do. I got businesses. I got an education. I'm an attorney. I have all these things going. I said, wait a minute, Phaedra, not you calling them some bitches. Phaedra. I ain't never heard Phaedra call somebody a bitch. In all the years I have seen Phaedra on TV, I've never heard. Now, I've heard her butt dial and say it in private, but on camera, no. Phaedra. Phaedra, Phaedra, Phaedra. So it was cracking me up because even Dr. Jackie, who I've never heard her cuss, said, well, what kind of bitches are we? The ones that go to work and one who, has a job that, I'm just like, wow. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about that?
She read them appropriately. It's a donation drive. You can't judge my progress until after the event and after the donations. Didn't give her a chance. Secondly, I'm sure Phaedra assumed that Jackie had an actual head chair that was genuinely planning that. That lady wasn't delivering babies, doing cesareans, her hysterectomies, and being on call and running her office and planning this event. I'm sure she hired people, as we saw. I felt like Phaedra finally clocked in. But at the same time, these women was acting so appalled at the word bitch when y'all been dealing with Toya since season one. The first person to ever have a physical altercation on the show, the one who called y'all bitches season after season. Simone's done the same thing. Quad's done the same thing. They act like they ain't been calling each other a bunch of bitches for seasons after season. So now Phaedra do it, and it's suddenly so appalling. That's why I'm kind of looking at the cast like, well, what do you expect her to just sit there and take it? Y'all wanted Phaedra to clock in. You said you felt like she was fake, and now she's gone away and clocked y'all. But it also shows the difference between housewives and married to medicine. Because they'll call each other bitches and stuff, but Phaedra kind of, I think she just caught them off guard.
She did catch them off guard with it because we've never heard Phaedra go out of character like that. But I would be mad too. Like, and not to say Phaedra ain't full of shit, because she is. But what I'm saying is, I would be mad, like, if you at a table of all of our other friends and you sitting up here talking about how I'm dropping the ball when you don't know what I'm doing on the sidelines. Now, once again, we don't know what Phaedra is really doing because, according to Dr. Jackie, Phaedra don't pick up the phone, and we saw that Phaedra has said over 70 missed text messages. So yeah, there is some you know, waistline that we're not getting fully from Phaedra, but I feel like for this, she was in her right to defend herself because they were bullying her. And Dr. Heavenly did that to get the heat off of her when it came to Contessa. And I wish Dr. Heavenly would say, I don't feel like I'm wrong when it comes to Contessa because we would back you. I don't feel like she's wrong either. And I know a lot of people are like, well, James, she shouldn't have went on YouTube and, went on her channel and talked about Contessa like she did, like they were friends. Y'all would have a point for the people who say that if Contessa wasn't on that same YouTube channel her damn self, talking about her business and talking about the other ladies with Heavenly. The moment you do that, all your credibility goes out the window. So now I don't care one way or the other. And Contessa didn't have a problem with this season 6, season 7, season 8. It only became a problem season 9, and it's probably because Scott got in her ass about it. And we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm just saying, I just feel like Heavenly did that to get the heat off of her, and I feel like she should just get rid of it. I feel like I owe Contessa shit. She was my friend. She chose to throw away the friendship. Oh well, that's not on me. So there we go. So they take pictures. It's real cute and everything, and then we move on. Is there anything you want to add, Mrs. Best, before I move on?
No.
All right, perfect. So we go into a day with Sweet Tea and Phaedra. Um, it was nice to see Lauren Contessa's daughter at the auction. I can't believe I know that little girl just grew up right in front of our eyes. She's so beautiful too. She looks like a good mix between Scott and Contessa, like more like Scott, but she definitely is beautiful. I will definitely give her that. I had a friend that used to be abused. She chose her husband to stay out of. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what they do. But Phaedra and Sweet Tea meet up, and they talk about. Phaedra says, "Well, you missed, Heavenly's party for Zachary," and Sweet Tea said, "I don't fuck with her. Like, I don't, I'm just like, here we go, here we go. You couldn't have recognized Black excellence, but you knew to just make sure you say you don't fuck with that lady. Okay, we got you, Sweet Tea. We get it." And they're talking about the Met Gala and everything, and she says how Heavenly has stepped up and took her place, which she's glad she did. And Sweet Tea said something that kind of resonated with me. I forgot the phrase. Something about when you dance with devil, you have devilish ways. Basically, saying birds of a feather flock together. I do think that Heavenly and Dr. Jackie are alike in a lot of ways. I think Dr. Jackie is on the cusp. Like, she one of them old school, like, I would say first lady messy, but kind of like, one of them church members that, been there to church for 35 years and everybody has been there less time than she is. So she know all the business and you can't tell her more than, more about the church than because she gonna tell you she knows it all. She know what time everybody go to sleep. She know what everybody eats. She know what everybody allergic to. That's Jackie, that church lady. We all know that church. We all was kids going to church. We all know that lady that been in that same church for 40 years, knowing everybody business. And if you want to know something, you just go and ask her. That's Dr. Jackie. But it was funny when she said, "What church does Heavenly go to?" And I forgot what Phaedra said, Hella Baptist Church or something. I was like, "Damn, Phaedra, y'all is clowning Heavenly." Oh, we. She does. She does. She throws rocks and hides her hand, and she act like we don't see her throwing it. That's what's so crazy about it. The lady sits in the front pew with that big. Yep, that same lady been wearing the same hats for 50 years. That same lady. She bitter. She mean. Her husband and died. The kids don't come to church anymore. She got 13, 1100 grandchildren that she don't really talk to. Yes, that same one. Um, yeah, the big old them big old hats. I'm saying they be the ugliest colors too. I'm telling you. Um, so it's the day of the Met Gala, and Dr. Jackie comes there first and gets there, and she looks at it, and I will say the decor was very, very beautiful. I did like the colors and everything like that. Everyone begins to start showing up. I don't know what Dr. Simone had on, but I want her to stop doing this. Dr. Simone, either hire you a stylist and stop doing this to us, or get off the show. Because I'm tired of you coming up here looking like you from something from Roots. I'm sick of looking at this. I really am. I don't know what was going on, but that was enough. Everyone else, yes, Toya looks like the Black Widow to me, like the Black Widow, one that been buried 50 husbands, and she ready to bury another one. She looked great. She looked untouchable, looked sharp as a tack. We saw a lot of the fellow cast members. We saw Dr. Alicia. I didn't see her husband, so I don't know where he was, but she looked very nice. We saw Kieran and Anila. They were there. I did see Audra in the crowd. I did see her. I don't know why they didn't bring her name up there because Audra, that's somebody who I would love for them to bring back. If they can bring back anybody like fuck Contessa, bring back Audra. That's who I want to see on the show. Bring back Audra. Um, Let me just say, uh, Simone was doing okay for at least the seasons with the outfits. Okay, yes, but you know how okay can be teetering the line. Yeah. Did you say Kizzy from Roots? No, I didn't say Kizzy. I said she likes something from Roots. Not necessarily Kizzy, but something from Roots. Um, Mrs. Best, before I get further down into this auction, how did you feel seeing everybody, the old faces and new?
Um, to be entirely honest, I didn't feel no way about it. Anila, she's I didn't like the way she left the show. So I don't quite understand the dynamic, but I think seeing the old people definitely reminded us that Contessa was the last person they should have brought back. They had so many options. And I don't think Audra messed with the show too much, but I think she'll support doctors.
Yeah, I could see that, but that's somebody who I would love to see come back. I just remember that right hook. She was bowing. Like that was somebody who was bowing. When I tell you I ain't never like if that just imagine if that right hook would have connected. Oh, yes. I meant to say one season. Oh, I got you. I got you. I don't remember what season that was, but I got you. Moving on from there, that we didn't get, the auction and the speech. We learned, about the organization and the founder of it. He had lost his wife due to I forgot what the name of this cause is. What's the name of this cause? Something mortality. I can't think of it.
For Kira, for kids.
For care for kids. Um, human demortality. Something. It's something demortality, y'all. That's what they're fighting for. But
Maternal maternal mortality, when
thank you.
women who give birth unfortunately pass away and or die in the process of it. The rates of it are much higher in the United States, specific to African American women. um, Jackie's bringing attention to this. She spoke about it, but she's also the same doctor who ignores the pain and the symptoms and chief complaints of African American women. So I'd just like to revert back to Phaedra saying Jackie's just trying to cover her ass, which I definitely agree with. But at the same time, it's good that she is consistently bringing awareness to the issue because statistics don't lie like Jackie does.
Thank you. Yes, well said. And that's very true. So let's talk about these auction items. So the first item we have is a trip to Morocco. It has DM Rocks food without no flight. And we starting to bid off at $4,000. No, they don't, which is sad. So who's paying for a trip to Morocco without a flight? And Phaedra said, just get you a buddy pass. I said, Phaedra, I hope this wasn't one of your contributions to the charity for the auction. I pray that you did not do this, because the least you could have did, if this was you, the least you could have did was actually put just a regular commercial flight, in coach, and let them go to Morocco. But how are you going to sit up there and sell a trip without a flight? How are they supposed to get there?
And $4,000 is a lot for a Morocco trip without the flight, because as quiet as it's kept, the flight is probably the most expensive part of the trip.
Contest that, so you want to go to Morocco? I wouldn't do like that. Wouldn't be the one I bid it on, because I'm like, I need the flight. Like that would be the most important thing. How am I getting there? So I don't know if they ever sold the flight to Morocco or not, but I don't remember. But I do think that, yeah, I do remember. I think Contessa saying I do think I remember that now. The next thing we have is Miss Quad. Miss Quad. So Miss Quad is over there talking about she's going to contribute a cooking class. I believe she said for the amount of $3,000. And everybody looking at Quad like, huh? Come again? And then we had Dr. G up there talking about her food ain't worth all that. And he said, now my wife's food is definitely worth that. And then Sweet Tea said, baby, stop lying.
I
And I'm
was
glad
glad
she
when
did
Sweet
that.
Tea did that,
Me too.
because sometimes you do have to like. It's it definite to me. It makes a difference in how I look at her. But Dr. G, we've been watching you since season one. Salve, you done thrown fits, started arguments, flipped out on trips. If that woman didn't make you food. You liked her food so much that you used to request specific meals from her. Sometimes at the last minute, used to drive her crazy. We watched you love this woman's food. Now, I'm not saying Sweet Tea can't cook, but I ain't seen her make too much difficult meals. We done seen spaghetti and garlic bread, look like Texas toast. We done Quad would have made the garlic bread from scratch. Don't Dr. G tried it. It's given he misses her cooking and he can't get to it, but he could watch it on YouTube. And that's got to be a struggle.
Very true, very true. So some person bid, but he only paid 1,700 for a quad. And then the next thing we have is a date night with Phaedra Parks. Um, and they said the bid starts at 4,000. Dr. Heavenly said, "Dr. G, you bidding?" And I hollered when she said that. Because everybody looked at Heavenly. But if y'all remember, she was really joking. Because you remember Phaedra required him to pay her $4,000 a month, which I believe. I'm sorry, I love Phaedra to death. But I definitely believe that she asked for that. And that's when Qua had to break it down and said, "Hey, look, I don't know about it being an intimate relationship, but if you do 3 months, you got your $10,000 handbag with $2,000 left over to buy you a pair of shoes." And I believe that's exactly what Phaedra's mindset was. So Phaedra, don't do that. But it was so funny to see nobody bidding for Phaedra. And I said, "Dr. Heavenly," because she gonna say that's because everybody didn't have Phaedra. You ain't gonna pay for something you already didn't had. So I was like,
That's what makes Heavenly good TV. Comments like that. Because lo and behold, what we see happen, the person who ended up bidding for her already done took her on a date. So what Heavenly said, some may call that mean, but it was on point.
mm-hmm. Did you see Eugene and Contessa laughing when Heavenly presented Phaedra's day came up? No, but I was too busy laughing at myself. I was too busy laughing at myself because I don't know where Phaedra pulled that man out of, but that man said, "Oh yeah, me and Phaedra, we dated 30 years ago, and I'm gonna pay this money, but I hope the date different than what it was back then." And you could tell Phaedra was so embarrassed. But what
He
cracked me,
said he put up. Now she finna put out, and
she gonna
she
put out.
came at him with that microphone upside his head.
Oh
Oh,
God, that was so funny. But word on the curb is that that man retracted that $4,000 and he did not pay it. That's what the word on the curb is. I don't know how true it is. I hope they mention it in next week's episode. I hope they mention it because from what I heard is that that man never did pay
let me
for
tell you
that.
this. There's supposed to be a room full of doctors, Atlanta's best. I understand that people may not want to pay a certain amount for certain things, but you all supposed to be wealthy people, and this is supposed
Right.
to be for charity related to freaking medicine. So for me personally, I think the only person I'm actually going to give her a positive, which I have not done this season, Contessa. Contessa was willing and ready to buy damn near everything
Yeah.
at whatever they set the bidding at. So that tells me two things. One, her and Scott okay financially. Two, she actually gives a damn about charity. So we could say what we want to be annoyed. I really think this whole beef with Heavenly is just for television personally from her end. But I do think that she has a good heart. And she's one of the few doctors in there who understood it's not about what you're bidding for, you're giving to charity. Like they could have really just had a little dinner with some hors d'oeuvres and some free champagne and asked y'all to donate, holding Cash App cards all around. But instead, they try to give you something for your money. So it's like, y'all doctors, y'all multimillionaires, donate hell.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So, a lot of people gave those all services. Dr. Kieran gave, some Botox. I think that's what Contessa did buy for the $700. And then there was another lady who was giving out facials. I think Contessa bought that one too, if I'm not mistaken.
Contessa bought a few things. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying.
did.
I
She
was
bought a few things. Yeah,
impressed.
yeah, I was. Yeah, she did buy a few things. So, the last thing was Quash. It looked like an ashtray, but I don't know if that's really what it was. And the highest bidder was Dr. Mimi and her husband, who we got introduced to, but we really didn't. They kind of did the Lena hug. So, like, when Real Housewives of Atlanta had Lena that one season, that's how they were introduced, and it was weird. So, but he paid $5,000 for that tray. I said, "Oh, that's how you do it. You damn well you're not gonna use that shit, but you getting something in return and paying $5,000." So the ladies then go back in the back, Phaedra, Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Jackie, and start counting the money. and they raised somewhat around $47,000. And Phaedra said, whatever they don't make, she'll write the check for the rest.
They raised $53,000 and Phaedra paid the little 47K. I was surprised that they raised so much because I didn't think they were going to hit over 25K.
Well, I know 10,000 of it they got between the ladies because everybody was giving $2,500. Remember they said at Heavenly.
Oh, yes, 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 yes,
Yeah, so I
yes.
know they got $10,000 starting out, and then whatever is left, that's what they would get. That's why I thought it was 40, but yeah, you were right. It's 53. Toya was quick to get that old shot. Yeah, you see, that shit worked. That's what it was.
She need a miracle, another one.
So Phaedra said she got it. She got it, and they're happy that that the event did go smooth despite how it started and everything. And they also wrote the $100,000 blank check to the man. He said that these ladies came through, showed up, showed out, and as I said, for Phaedra, this is a tax write-off for her because it's a proof that it's a charity. So she ain't really tripping about losing that money. She'll probably write the check for the whole thing. Realistically, she could have, but for that, it was a pretty good episode. Did I miss anything?
I don't feel that you did. Nothing much, really.
Yeah, I don't feel like I
Yeah.
missed anything. I feel like I got everything. Um, I do want to call Bravo. Shame on y'all for the introduction to Dr. Mimi because I do know who she is outside of this show, and y'all could got something better for that lady. Like y'all could have did something and showed her story or something. Maybe it's coming, but we already 7 episodes in, so I mean, I need to do better.
They don't, in recent times of Married to Medicine, they have not had the best luck with people bringing on doctors and them actually staying. Audra and the dentist left. Dr. Alicia and her husband left. Buffy and her man left. Especially with psychiatrists, they seem to always leave. So maybe they didn't introduce them because they don't know if they gonna stay. I'll give them a slight pass temporarily.
Well, yes, temporary because they may come on the show and show their ass. I don't know. We'll see. But furthermore, I thought it was a great episode. They had Phaedra fucked up, but Phaedra made sure she, got in that asses and stuff. This is the Phaedra that I miss. This is the Phaedra that I miss. Um, Phaedra will get that back in Africa. Go get your money. Oh yeah, because her and Portia. Yeah, her and Portia over New Year's were in Africa. Let me tell you something about Phaedra. I aspire. I really do. I aspire. I wish the psychiatrists can see the crazy in them, so they run. That could be it, but I don't know. But I was a Phaedra. Let me tell you something. Phaedra is goals for me. I wish I could be that clever. I don't know how to lie like that. So I'm trying to figure. I wish I knew how to lie like that. Get money, become an Emmy winning actress because she has an Emmy, um, and just explore his life and have 500 careers and not have to do anything but be a reality TV star. Because I think I would be good at reality TV. I really do. What y'all think? Put that in the comments if y'all think I would make a good reality TV star. I already told y'all the show I would want to go on, but they canceled it. Well, at least they put it on pause for now.
I would
But
do the producing. I don't. I would never.
I could do all that. I could do all that. I really can. It's very easy for me. I actually want them to do a Real Housewives here in Arizona. They did a pilot for Scottsdale. They did do a pilot, but the problem with that pilot is all the women were old as hell, except for one of them. And it was like for Traders. She won an Emmy for Traders. The scene that they actually based the Emmy win on was her scene with whoever that guy she read for Filth on that show. That was the scene they used. So they joined her and Alan Cumming and 2 other producers. Yeah, they used her scene for that Emmy win. It was crazy, but yeah, they did. And she was on Dancing with the Stars at the time, but she had to celebrate it later because, I think maybe all the cast members may have gotten, or maybe some. I don't know who got them, but I just know she was one of them. Other than that, though, but that was pretty much the episode. I liked it a lot, and it seems like next week's episode is going to be good. I can't wait to they go into this cash trip because I need to see what happens with Dr. G and King Quadsman. I want to see that back and forth. I want to see what they argued and what they got into it about. Because to me, I'm gonna say it right here. We're in episode 7. I feel like Dr. G said something slick. King caught it, and he wasn't about that. Mrs. Best, what do you think will happen?
That's probably what it is because Quad don't talk about them like that. It's Dr. G and Sweet Tea that mention her. So
Mm,
yeah, I'm sure Dr. G probably got slick at the mouth as he always does. But this man is not a doctor, and he ain't got nothing to lose.
Joe don't. Let's have a couple of Rolls Royces, but hey,
He
somebody
could
always
still
gonna need
sell them.
somebody always gonna need a luxury car. I'm telling you, somebody always gonna need that. But that was the episode, Married to Medicine. It was a good episode. Um, what are you saying, Zeta? I feel like it's gonna be editing like last year with Letitia screaming, but she was mad she had to pay extra for her wedding. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that that's what had came out that she was hollering and they was all trying to make it seem like she was mad about Quad coming. Yeah, I remember that. I remember they made it sound like she was mad about that. He sure was because King, like, he about it. He about it. That man from Jamaica and lived in New York. So that man about it. He is. He don't care nothing about that. Thank you, Miss J. We appreciate you being here. You guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to me as well. Tomorrow we will be on Mrs. Best channel for Love and Hip Hop. I believe it's Miami. I could be wrong.
No, you are right.
Okay. So we'll be on Mrs. Best channel for Love and Hip Hop Miami. So you guys make sure you are subscribed to her channel. Make sure you see us tomorrow. We will be going in. I will be watching the episode on my lunch break at work tonight. So I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Be safe. And I love all of you. And I'll see you next time.